Amusement is one very, very amusing movie. Although I'm not sure it's amusing in the way it thinks it is. I mean, if it was, then they probably would have made a little bit of money back, right? Spend 10 million and get back 170,000. What a deal. Now, this is a movie that I've kind of been sitting on for a while because as much as this film is an easy target, I knew it would be impossible for me to resist publicly tearing it to shreds. There is just so much about this movie that doesn't make any goddamn sense. This film is so stupid that it could easily be confused as a parody, and at this point I've seen it a good 3 or 4 times. But to truly delve into just how ridiculous this film is, we must start at the beginning. The movie starts out with an extremely laughable opening credits sequence. Be careful who you make fun of in high school. Part of me believes that this opening animation was thrown in at the last minute because of how poorly they developed the story in the actual film. I mean, everything still goes by pretty quickly, but you'll see what I mean as the film goes on. We then get some really shitty music. I should probably mention that this is the same composer as World War Z. He also has many of his soundtracks available to listen to on Spotify, although his soundtrack for Amusement is nowhere to be found. I wonder why. The speed limit's 65, but I'm gonna go 75. Take that, society. Alright, now the first time I watched this, I was very confused here. Like, who the fuck is Shelby, what do they do, and why is their opening credit so special? Did Shelby direct the movie? As it turns out, this is not a part of the opening credits, and Shelby's an actual character in the film. Like, this is just some terribly communicated way of introducing a kind of chapter to the film. Maybe it could have said something like, Chapter 1, Shelby, or even maybe do something like this where you can clearly tell it's the start of a chapter and not just a name credit. You know, pretty much anything other than what you did. By the way, he's not Shelby, it's the sleeping girl. So apparently these two are driving somewhere. She's been asleep for an hour and she wakes up and asks him why she smells food. Oh shit, McDonald's!
McDonald's! Oh, there should be a girly toy in there for you, babe.
Was that like a joke? At this point he decides he wants to go even faster.
Jesus, Rob, slow down, you're driving over 100.
I've got a really good convoy going here, babe. Come on.
Just slow down, now.
Ugh, goddamn bitch, I got you a girly toy and everything. Also, you were at the front of the convoy, so what exactly pressured you to speed even faster? Like, she was clearly comfortable with the speed you were already going. Why did you not return to that exact same speed? Why did you have to leave the convoy? Wait a minute, why are you halfway through a book all of a sudden? All right, I'll drive safe just for you.
Oh, I got the spot.
What the fuck? You just told him to drive safe! You were that concerned about speeding and not at all concerned about having your feet in his fucking face. What were you even trying to do?
I love you too, Shelby.
I love you too.
Like, all of a sudden you're mocking him in a way that would make it seem as though you expected him to say I love you too, despite the fact that you didn't even say I love you. Does he have a foot fetish? Did you poke him in the dick? Yes, immediately go back to sleep. So then this huge truck pulls out in front of him and he sees a pickup truck in his rear view mirror.
Bingo.
Perfect. I just love being in convoys. It's very important to me that I'm in a convoy. So then Shelby wakes up again after another hour of sleep and immediately starts getting pissy.
I cannot believe you started another one.
I didn't. Seriously, there's like an art to a good convoy, babe.
Yup, babe, I gotta have my convoys.
At this speed, I'm fine with it. Just don't go faster.
Yeah, and also keep your eyes on the fucking road. Anyway, the big truck leading the convoy pulls over for gas and they decide to do the same thing.
Bingo.
Everyone heads into the gas station except Shelby, who notices something very strange.
Uh-oh, looks like someone got the munchies.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just messing with you.
What? Haha, just kidding, you totally don't have the munchies. Anyway, the trucker guy tells them that someone on his CB radio told him that there's a huge traffic jam on the interstate right now.
Trucker on my CB says it ain't moving worth a damn out there. Told me way around it though, so
You're more than welcome to swing on in behind me.
Yes, that sounds like a great idea. So then he's like, man, what a loner. And she's like, he's not alone. There's someone with him. And he's like, that's weird because he told me that he was alone. And she's like, oh, okay, weird. I guess it was a misunderstanding. I don't know. So then they're driving for a while when suddenly...
There, see? Did you see that?
See what?
Nah, I wasn't looking in front of me while I'm driving. I was just looking way over there out into the darkness. What the fuck? How did you get that much air? Also, in case you're wondering about that extra frame lingering in between the two action shots, that was the movie, not me. I guess the editor didn't notice it. I wonder how much they got paid.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's right. Immediately start moving her neck around. It's not like she could have a serious spinal injury or something. So now these two pretend to help this girl while probably doing much more damage than good, and they insist that Rob chases after the trucker to get his plates.
No, just go. Get his plates now. Go.
Just hurry up! Okay.
So now he's driving along trying to get this sumbitch. He's doing some sick drifts and shit. Tokyo drift. And then all of a sudden he slows down to a halt for seemingly no reason. Something smells like cotton candy. I better go look around. Where's this cotton candy at?
Bingo.
Oh no, it seems as though I wasn't able to see this big truck right there, and it's just a huge coincidence that I stopped my car for no reason, because otherwise I might have crashed directly into him. Is it trying to imply that he got out because he saw the truck there, and they just forgot to include a shot so that the audience knew what he was looking at? All he wanted was his plates, which are like right there. If you had stopped your vehicle maybe 10 meters after you actually did, then you'd just be able to read his license plate from the safety of your car. Why did you leave your vehicle, and what the fuck were you trying to do? It's not like anything was blocking your path other than maybe the vehicle that you set out to chase down in the first place. Oh no, he's gonna smash into me. Better get out of the way. Well, looks like I'm instantly stuck now. So now this girl's awake and she's like, keep him away from me.
He threw you from the truck, but then he took off. You're gonna be fine. It's okay. No, I jumped. What?
So let's actually think about this for a second, which is probably something that the film does not want us to do. It seems as though the whole point of her saying, no, he didn't push me, I jumped, is for the purpose of a dramatic reveal like, oh no, he's coming back for me. But in order for that sad and poorly executed reveal to exist in the first place, the film needs Shelby to be so fucking dumb that her base assumption to the situation is not that she jumped out or fell, but that the truck driver somehow threw her out of the back of his truck while he was driving and then just took off. Like, get out of here. I know I got a convoy following right behind us that I literally invited to drive along with us, but I cannot stand you one moment longer, and I demand that you exit my vehicle post-haste. Anyway, just as the truck's coming around the corner, we see that this pathetic young man has finally unstuck his vehicle.
Bingo.
Tokyo drift. What? Could you not see the body and vehicle in front of you? The vehicle with its headlights on? How did you fuck up this bad? How did you fuck up this bad?
Shelby! Where's my girlfriend?
He took them. He took both of them with that lady and your girl.
What? How would anyone kidnap two girls in like 2 seconds? Is there a deleted scene of Rob driving 10 minutes in the wrong direction?
He took off over there.
Oh great, he's just right over there, I guess. So now they're supposedly outside the trucker's house and this guy's like, you let me go, and Rob's like, no, you're hurt. And he's like,
Take care of my family if something happens, okay?
what? I don't even know you. Also, is there a reason why one of you needs to stay back in the first place? What is going on? Well, as it turns out, the trucker guy is actually here, but it's implied that this is not his property.
I don't know where I am. No, I was taking her to rehab. Don't know. Accident. Maybe she jumped. I don't know, because the bitch was crazy.
Meanwhile, back in the car, Rob finds something rather peculiar. Oh no, a CB radio. What could this mean? The trucker guy exits through the door, and this strange man gives him a good whacking.
Bingo.
Okay. So apparently this guy kidnapped the two girls and not the trucker. Doesn't really excuse how fast he was able to do it, though. In fact, this raises far many more questions than it answers. So I know the movie doesn't really do a good job at explaining this, but this whole scene was the result of this guy trying to get to Shelby. You see, Shelby and her friends did something really mean to this guy when he was a kid, and now he wants revenge. So apparently it was just a wild coincidence that this trucker pulled out in front of him and started a convoy, unless this guy was trolling the trucker on the CB radio and somehow convinced him to start a convoy with some random car that they didn't know, all while pretending to be a random trucker somewhere else and not one of the cars in the convoy. Like, I get that it's trying to imply that he at least used the CB radio to trick the trucker into thinking there was a traffic jam up ahead, and we can also blame the trickery on his radio for the route he wound up taking. But if he had a CB radio in his car already, then he was clearly banking on a trucker being in general proximity to his targets, which is already leaving a lot up to random chance. But how the fuck did you know that some crazy girl was gonna jump out of the back of his truck at the right moment? Did you have some sort of other plan to overpower and kill these 4 people if that hadn't happened? Like, at this point, we have to assume that what the trucker guy was saying on the phone was accurate, right? And if the trucker guy wasn't in on this and only went this way because you tricked him on your CB radio, then why did he hang out with his lights off, turn them on, and then try to run over Rob? What is that all about? Why didn't the trucker stop to help the girl he was supposedly taking to rehab on his way back? They're literally right in the middle of the road when they can see him coming back around the corner. He just decided to drive past them and mosey on over to this property? What? I don't get it. Oh boy. So at this point, you can probably tell why I decided to share this film with you. On surface level, it's just an awful piece of shit, but if you really delve into it, this film is a monument of poor writing and contradictions. Anyway, Rob tries to start the car and escape, but oh no, there are no keys. I know this is supposed to be intimidating and everything, but his face reminds me of Rosie O'Donnell in Riding the Bus with My Sister.
Would you like a cookie? Chocolate flavor, very nutritious.
Anyway, he smashes the window and then does something with his hand that is now killing Rob, I guess. Doesn't really show what he's doing, but you can hear Rob dying.
You picked the wrong convoy, buddy.
Was he aware of Rob's obsession with convoys? And then the chapter just ends. What the fuck? Alright, so now we're on what can be considered chapter 2 of this bullshit. Hey, check it out. It's Tabitha. Ruh-roh, it looks like the door's already open.
Hi, Tabby.
Was that supposed to be scary? And as if one annoying kid wasn't already bad enough.
Hey, Maxie.
Hi.
Danny, where's the babysitter?
She left already. Yeah, she left it.
What?
What?
Oh my god, there's a bang at the door!
So she goes upstairs to check out the noise, and as soon as she leaves the kids, this happens. Is that what kids were doing for fun in 2008?
Hello, it's Tabitha, the Carmine's niece.
Alright, this is getting annoying. Well, that totally explains that loud thud I heard. I guess I'd better go downstairs. Later, it's nighttime, and she decides to make one of the shittiest looking sandwiches I've ever seen. Just look at how much of it is sticking out from the bread. Fortunately enough, it seems as though someone on set felt bad for her and helped her out between shots. Too bad no one on set cared about the bite continuity. Anyway, the doorbell rings and she's like, oh, I guess I better check it out. So this guy at the door says he's here for June, and she's like, there's no June here. He explains that he's her boyfriend and that she was babysitting at this house earlier today, and now no one knows where she is.
She just missed cheerleading practice. I'm getting kind of worried.
And for some reason, Tabitha gets incredibly rude and dismissive.
I'm the Carmine's niece, and when I got here, she had already left.
You haven't heard from her since?
I haven't heard from her, period. I didn't even see her.
Like, whoa, I didn't realize he was being so incredibly unreasonable for trying to find out where his missing girlfriend is. It's not like he asked to come inside or anything.
It's not like her to not call me.
Maybe she just went to a friend's house with the storm and all.
I guess so.
Why are you being so mean?
Tell her that I stopped by if you see her.
I will.
What the fuck is with your attitude? Now she's just washing dishes, because what else is she gonna do? Excuse me, young lady, but that plate is not clean. How are you so bad at everything? Now she goes upstairs and enters the guest room, which her relatives have decided to decorate with creepy clowns. Something seems very strange about this one. Let's worry about it later. Man, this lightning's really seizure-inducing tonight. Let's close the curtains. Then we get some really awful child acting.
He flies. Oh, yeah, and shoots fire from his hands.
How is that a shoot fire from his hands noise? I like how these kids supposedly weren't even tucked in and sent to bed up until just now. Like, all this time has gone by and she didn't even pay any attention to them at all. Come to think of it, I love how convoluted and unnecessary it is to have her as the niece of the kids' parents taking over for the first babysitter who apparently had cheerleading practice to go to. I guess that's just so they could have a missing person before she got there.
I tooted.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing? Hearing someone fart is no excuse to start groping a child. Exactly how much wine did you drink? Well, wouldn't you know it, she starts to hear some more strange noises. How very, very strange. Anyway, she tucks the kids in and cautiously starts walking towards the guest room. Man, I don't fucking trust this thing. Better strip. Oh my god, why does it keep making noises? Guess I'd better take a closer look. I don't know, if any part of you is concerned enough that you need to figure out whether or not there's a person underneath a mask or something, then maybe you might want to try the exact same thing after you've picked up a weapon of some sort, like maybe a knife from the kitchen or something. What exactly were you planning on doing if it turned out that this is a scary killer man and also the lightning didn't spook you? Well, I guess the thunderstorm gods have settled it and there's no need to actually verify any of my concerns. Let's strip some more. Oh no, now the television is turned on.
That's weird. I thought I removed my subscription for the static channel.
How very strange. Why didn't I notice it there before? Oh, there was theoretically a power surge that caused the clock to reset? That totally explains why the TV turned itself on. Man, I'm tired. Time to go to sleep. Too bad I only remembered to close the curtains downstairs and not in the room I'm sleeping in. I know, I'll just turn off my bedside table lamp. That should do it. Swiggity swooty, I'm coming for that booty. Actually, maybe not. I'm just gonna sit here. Oh no, who is phone?
Tabitha? It's Aunt Grace.
Yo, what's up? I'm having so much fun, except that really creepy clown is starting to weird me out.
But Tabitha, we don't own any clown like the one you're describing.
Yeah, you do. I'm looking right at it.
What the fuck? Did you just run back to the chair to make it wobble like that? Not sure how you did that in like half a second. All right, so at this point, there's probably a few of you that are recognizing just how shamelessly unoriginal this film is. I mean, not only did the first segment seem like it was kind of trying to be like Joyride, not to mention they hired the same composer, and all the shitty horror cliches in this one are making it seem a lot like The Strangers. But the entire premise for this segment is nothing more than a direct ripoff of a fucking creepypasta. The entire time I was watching this, all I was thinking was, really? Are you seriously going to do exactly this? And they did exactly that. So now she quickly makes it to the kids' room and locks the door. Not sure what kind of parent would leave a functional lock on the door of their small child's room, but okay. So now the kids are awake and they're like,
He just wants to play, like earlier at the door.
Alright, I get that you really want to have the creepy kids cliche in your film, but what kind of kid wouldn't even tell her about this guy? Even if they were so stupid that they didn't see anything wrong with him, how could this whole night go by without either one of them mentioning him even once? Yeah, he just wants to play, and the game he wants to play is to see who can go the longest without acknowledging his existence. Now, if you couldn't tell, the kid was actually saying, like earlier at the door, so I guess that wasn't the babysitter's boyfriend, meaning meaning he was inside the house to communicate with the children, then went outside to ring the doorbell, then somehow got back inside without her noticing, and I guess also without leaving puddles of water everywhere he went in the house, and then changed into a clown costume to then hang out and sit motionlessly in a rocking chair. How do you know she hasn't been in that room yet? She was in the house for quite a while before you rang the doorbell. If she went in that room just once, then she would have seen an empty chair. Unless that is you were hanging out in full clown costume for the entire fucking day and only left the house to ring the doorbell. You sure seem to love putting in an awful lot of extra work for yourself that nobody around you is even going to notice or appreciate. He just likes making things needlessly complicated because he feels like it. I mean, apparently he's an omniscient god who can always tell exactly how things are going to play out anyway, so why not? Anyway, now these little shits who are unable to grasp the seriousness of this situation try to open the door.
No, don't!
But Tabby said he just wanted to have some fun.
You know, just because kids are stupid doesn't mean you can write them to be that stupid. Tabby, you don't know what you're talking about. He just wants to play. Oops. All right, so now they've pulled the dresser in front of the door and are escaping out the window.
Hurry up!
You want me to hurry up helping you escape? Why don't you do it yourself, you little shit? Oh no, he's pushing out the dresser drawers one by one. What the fuck? If you were just gonna do that, then why were you even pushing out the dresser drawers? It seems as though you just ripped a hole through the back right there. How did you not see her there, and how did you also not see her moving towards there? Why are you walking forward into a supposedly empty room instead of going downstairs to catch her? Were you planning on just waving out of the window as she ran away? What exactly were you doing here? No time to think about that. She punched him good and now she's getting away. Oh no, now he's really mad. All right, now let's take some bets here. Our main character is now out of the house with a good head start on the villain. Will she A, run to the neighbors, B, run to her car parked out front, or C, stand in the backyard and scream for help? If you guessed C, then your expectations for this character are still a little too fucking high. Instead of doing anything that would actually help her in this situation, she goes directly to the shed in the backyard and immediately fucks up so bad that she incapacitates herself for him. What, so did the kids witness him murder the first babysitter and they just didn't give a shit? Anyway, we're about halfway through this pile of garbage, so we'll finish this up in part 2 next month, and we'll finally learn exactly what these girls did to this man to make him so vengeful. And you can trust me when I say that it's pretty fucking amusing.